Good day, everyone. I am Archiel, and today I'm going to discuss the characteristics and the types of portfolio assessment. What are the characteristics of portfolio assessment? First, there should be a clear reason of what to include and how portfolio is to be utilized. As a teachers, we are aimed to assist and evaluate students' performance. So it's really important to indicate the objectives or targets that we want to achieve by our students. And we all know that portfolio are those collective works of our students. And as a teachers, we should know how to utilize those portfolio. It's either we'll keep it in a corner and have this collection or display it or show it in order for students to have self-reflection about their works. Next, we have purposes and targets must be constructively aligned to the teaching and learning activities and assessment as well. In a learning process, this is very important to understand and remember. The targets or objectives and activities and assessment must be connected. It should be connected in a way for students to be able to perform well, progress, and can achieve the specific targets included. So, as a teachers, targets must be constructively aligned to the learning activities. We should not include those unrelated things. Another characteristic is that there should be a systematic and organized collections of students' work. There should be a step-by-step and organized collections of works from the beginning up to the end of the quarter. And take note with this, collecting of works should make a sample of students' works, not as exhaustive collection. That is very true because it is not about collecting of outputs to just keep it on a corner and with some kind of collections, but it's all about collecting of those works which is an evidence to show others what students has been achieved. Portfolios typically identify student strengths. In what way? Portfolio provides students with an opportunity to show what they can do, an opportunity to show or display their best works. And also, portfolios are room for self-reflection and improvements, in which it encourages students to become reflective learners and to develop their skills in evaluating the strengths and weaknesses of their work. Next, we have portfolio assessment actively involves students in evaluation process. It is indicated that students' reflection and self-evaluation develop students' awareness in their own progress and performance in the classroom. As we discussed earlier, with reflection, it can develop students' awareness of their strength and weakness of their works. In this way, students are able to know what need to do, which lead them for improvements, and be able to progress and perform well in the activities. Lastly, portfolio assessment facilitate communication of students' achievement to others. Portfolio gives an opportunity for students to interact and collaborate with their teachers and other classmates. With having this portfolio, students are able to show to others what has been achieved. And as I've said, portfolio provides an opportunity to reflect on students' progress. Now we're done with the characteristics of portfolio assessment. Now let's move on to the types of portfolio assessment. First, we have the showcase portfolio. It shows the best of the student's best work. This is selected to represent the highest level of achievement in regarding into particular knowledge and skills. This is also based on the student's personal criteria rather than the criteria of their teacher. We all know that students have their unique ideas on how they're going to create the outputs that need to be achieved. They have their own criteria on completing the outputs. This will involve their skills, especially their creativity and capabilities of creating such unique and best work of output. Next, we have the documentation portfolio. This portfolio displays changes and accomplishments related to academic performances over time. This is also described as the working portfolio. It can include everything from the brainstorming activities to drafts until to finished products. We have the process portfolio. This shows the steps and or the results of a completed project or task. This kind of assessment focuses on the procedures or process of how they completed their works along the way. As for example in cooking, there are procedures involved. Teachers assess students on how they are going to demonstrate the procedures to complete the product. This is some set of evidence for teachers to see the strengths and weaknesses in the thinking process and skills that students use. Next is the product portfolio. This is similar to the process portfolio except that it focuses on the end product rather than on the process. In this type of portfolio, there is a little or no information about the steps that was used. It focused on the final product as well as the explanation of the end products. If we could observe at the start of the school year, teachers will discuss those specific standards for all those outputs that need to be attained. So that's the end of my discussion, and I hope you guys learned something, and thank you for listening.